Hello, everyone. My name is Lily Pfefferly, and today I'll be talking about the book Between the World and Me, written by Ta-Nehisi Coates. Between the World and Me was published in 2015 and is Coates' second book, his first being his 2008 memoir, The Beautiful Struggle. Between the World and Me won the National Book Award for Nonfiction and was selected as a recipient of the Kirkus Prize in 2015. It also topped the New York Times bestseller list. Our story is narrated by Coates as it follows the retelling of his life in the form of a letter written to his 15-year-old son Samari, who, according to Coates, is coming up in a very different world than he did. Because this book is about our author's real-life experiences, we meet many characters who leave a profound impact on his life. None more important than Prince Jones, Coates' friend who becomes a victim of police brutality. Diving right into the book, Coates is writing from the perspective of a 40-year-old man with the intention of giving his son Samari a better understanding of the world he grew up in. We follow the progression of his life as he tries to navigate his thoughts and feelings about becoming a black man in America. Our story begins with Coates as a curious young boy growing up in the ghettos of West Baltimore, which he notes as being naked before the elements. He's faced with a decision to embrace the lifestyle of the streets or to try and escape his environment through education. Although disinterested in what the streets had to offer him, he finds his potential as a student stunted by public education. His inquisitive nature and passion for learning leads him to seek out education outside of the classroom and through the teachings of Malcolm X and the Black Panther Party. Although previously discouraged by the traditional school structure, Coates makes the decision to head off to Howard, a historically black university, in hopes of becoming a journalist. Here he feels for the first time in his life a sense of belonging and security he has never had before. While studying, he meets many new people that force him to question his beliefs on class, sexuality, religion, and race. One of the most important friends he meets is Prince Jones. Prince is an intelligent and easygoing young man who Coates strongly admires. A few years after graduation, Prince gets racially profiled and followed by a police officer, resulting in his murder. As the story shifts into adulthood, we find Coates grappling with how he will protect his son in a world that offers him the same amount of safety that Prince had. If we take a deeper look into our story, we find that there's a recurring emphasis on the vulnerability of the black body in our society. Black people love their children with a kind of obsession. You are all we have, and you come to us endangered. I think we would like to kill ourselves before seeing you killed by the streets that America made. Coates explains that this philosophy comes from a disembodiment of a people that control nothing. Furthermore, making it entirely the responsibility of parents and family members to protect their children from the oppressive and violent nature of America. We see this theme of vulnerability again while Coates is expressing his feelings on the phrase, twice as good. In America, it is traditional to destroy the black body. It is heritage. This is a tradition we see upheld in our story through the senseless murder of Prince at the hands of the police department. Being black and twice as good means nothing in the face of systemic racism. While reading this book, I drew a connection to an essay titled In Our Glory, Photography in Black Life by Bell Hooks. She writes about the importance of having visual representation of the black family. Hooks talks specifically about a photo of her father in his youth that serves as her window into better understanding who he was. Between the World and Me really complements In Our Glory because it fills in a father's perspective on the importance of being seen by his child. Also on the topic of black father representation, the New York Times article Revealing the Lives of Black Fathers by Maurice Berger connects seamlessly to Between the World and Me. A quote from the article that really ties the two together is, "To be both black and a father is to be seen by much of the world through a haze of stereotypes and half-truths." Although Coates, throughout the story, completely disproves white America's negative perception of the black father, it's not the book's primary objective. In fact, the book's only intention is to give Samari a better understanding of the world his father had to face. Debunking racist stereotypes is just a bonus to Coates. Because Coates' intended audience is his 15-year-old son, I would recommend this book to middle school students and up because it introduces many important topics like police brutality, poverty, and systemic racism with really digestible language. I would also recommend this book to anyone looking to educate themselves on the experience of the black family in America. I personally found Between the World and Me an engaging read to the very last page. You will find yourself determined to learn just how Coates became the award-winning author we see today. I hope this book talk has you on your way to your local library.